Okay, we are going to talk about one of my favorite topics today. That is social media. Sorry, I just drank my Shakeology with chia seeds in it. So if I have any chia seeds in my teeth, you'll know why. Fuel my body right. Product of the product, right? Okay, so social media. I'm mostly going to be talking about Facebook and Instagram. Although I strongly suggest if you don't know what Insta stories are, or if you don't have a Snapchat account, that you use those as well. Chalene Johnson, and if you're not listening to some of her podcasts, specifically Build Your Tribe, I definitely would recommend it. Anything Chalene says is golden. She is the just the epitome of knowledge when it comes to social media and running a business on social media. So when I was a brand new coach, every single time I would do a workout, I did T25. That's how I lost all my weight. And then I did T25 again a couple months later. And because I knew all of the moves, I put my headphones in and I would listen to these podcasts by Chalene. So what she says is have a strong presence in one social media platform and then just a presence in the others. So I'll give you what I do. I have my personal page, which is my like my bread and butter. And then I also have a like page of almost 8,000 followers. Like pages are a little bit different. You have to pay to play. So I pay for one ad to run. And I end up paying about 10 cents per like on my like page. Now, when you get into a little bit more advanced training, we will teach you how to create like pages. But the goal of the like pages is not that I'm getting all this traction on my like page, although I'm trying like a madwoman, but I'm getting new people to like my page, and then I funnel them over to my personal page. So you have, I have my personal Facebook page, and then I have my like page on Facebook, and then I do have an Instagram account that I use daily. And I also do Insta stories daily, and I also use Snapchat daily. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm always on social media. Like yesterday, there were no snaps and no Insta stories, but I probably will not go more than 36 hours of not making an Insta story because in 5 years, Facebook is going to be 90% video. So my most important tip to you today is that you've got to get comfortable getting live on Facebook or Insta story or Snapchat. But let me back up for a second. So let's just assume that if you're watching this video, you maybe have between 200 and 600 friends on Facebook. If you have more than that, awesome. If you have less than that, that's okay. When I started, I think I had 244 friends on Facebook. And now my most recent number was 1,403. So I'm trying to grow that number through my freemiums, which you guys know, and you will use freemiums as well to grow your Facebook. So let me just give you a couple of things that you probably don't know about Facebook, and get a pen and paper so that you can write this down. First of all, you have to look at social media as your storefront. So imagine that you are borrowing $50,000, $100,000 to go get a storefront in wherever you live. So I live in Darien, Connecticut. Let's say I'm going to take a $100,000 loan. I'm going to go start a coffee shop in downtown Darien. How do I get people in when there's a Starbucks down the road, there's a Dunkin' Donuts down the road, there's a little clothing boutique that has really gourmet coffee, and there's like 2 other European coffee places that just started? How am I going to get people to my store? I'm going to have to advertise. I'm going to have to run promotions. I'm going to have to put flyers outside of my store. I'm going to have to do things in the windows. I'm going to have to get super creative on how I bring people into my store. Your social media platform is your store. So let's say we're going to talk about Facebook for a second. If you are putting posts on Facebook of your workouts and posts of you drinking your shake and posts of you talking about the training that you're doing or whatever workout that you're doing or whatever book you're reading, what's going to happen is people are going to start to look through your page to see what is he or she up to. And you want your Facebook page, you want your storefront to look like you are a health and fitness coach. Even if you have a full-time job, it can be your side hustle. But people need to go to your storefront and they need to see that you are a coach, that you are joyful, that you are happy, that you love what you do, that you're in charge of your own destiny in terms of how you take care of your body, what you're putting into your body in terms of food. Okay. And then maybe that you're also coaching others or that you're leading challenge groups, that there's some leadership involved in your page. People are attracted to leadership. They want to follow leaders. So with that being said, what does that mean? That means that you need to be posting several times a day. Now, let's say that you, like I was, I had 244 friends on Facebook. If you don't have a lot of friends on Facebook, or maybe even if you do have a lot of friends on Facebook, but you don't post that much, guess what? When you do post, 10% of your followers or your friends will only see your post because you have what's called low affinity. Affinity is the way that Facebook has all these crazy algorithms that they run to figure out what your popularity is on Facebook. They do crazy things like they'll take your total amount of friends and they'll take the percentage that are interacting with your posts and whatever that number is, right? So they take friends versus how many are actually interacting, and whatever that percentage is, that is a major contributor to your affinity. Now, Facebook algorithms are changing all the time. So by the time you watch this video, it might be a month later, it might be 6 months later, and Facebook could have changed it all over again. So a lot of new coaches, I hear them say this: I don't want to post. I'm afraid that I'm going to be posting too much. People are going to get sick of what I have to say. And here's what I have to say is that only 10% of your friends are seeing your posts. So it is important that you post 2 to 3 times a day. Now, don't just post something to throw it up there. Your posts have to have quality content. Your posts have to solve a problem for people. Maybe it's a funny post. You're providing humor, right? You're solving a problem of like breaking up the day with a laugh. Maybe you're providing some information about nutrition. Maybe you're providing some information about taking care of dogs. Maybe you're putting some information out about ticks. Maybe your kid just got Lyme disease and you have some great information that you want to share. So what I mean is it doesn't have to be all about Beachbody. You want to think about what things represent you. How do you want to market yourself? Who is your avatar customer that you're going for? And post things about that. So again, I'll give you me as an example, okay? I have 4 children. I will post a lot of things about like how I maintain a busy schedule when there's like 16 sporting events to go to in a weekend. I will talk about cooking because I love to cook. I will talk about making sure that my kids get the nutrition that they want, that I want them to have, because that's important to me. I teach insanity, so I will talk about that. I run a Bible study, so I will talk about my Bible study. I will talk about things that I learn in my personal development. We're boating people, so you'll see me talk a lot about that. So you want to figure out what is it that you like, and you talk about those things, because that is going to attract the vibe of your tribe, attracts those people that will eventually be your challengers or your coaches. So let's bullet it out for you. Number 1, pick a social media platform that's going to be your primary, and then pick the secondary social medias. One of them has to be live. So if it's Facebook and that's your number 1, then you have to commit to going live on Facebook, and we'll get to that. Number 2, you want to make sure that you are posting 2 to 3 times a day. Number 3, you want your post to solve a problem or add value to your viewers. Okay, so those are the things that you want to be thinking about. You want to be talking to your customer. You want to be talking to those people. And what happens is the more that you start to post, the more interaction you start to get, your affinity goes up. So this is just a major like high level overview. There's going to be a lot of other videos about social media coming up in these modules, but I'm going to give you some examples on where you can find interactive posts. Those are posts that ask a question that get a lot of people engaging. I'm going to show you a few of those on my social media so that you can take them as your own. Feel free to use some posts. Some of the posts I'm going to show you I posted maybe 2 years ago. take it. If I posted something a month ago and we don't have a lot of mutual friends, take it. It's totally fine. What is mine is yours. So go ahead and use that to try to get as much interaction as you can, okay? So that's the main thing. When you're posting in this training, all we're trying to get you to do is to be comfortable about your posting and to make sure that you are building your affinity so that when you get to the point that you're posting your first, what we call CTA, that's call to action, where you're inviting someone to something, it will give you more confidence because you will have been working on your Facebook affinity. Instagram works a little bit differently. The only way to find friends on Snapchat and Insta Story is to actually post those and people will start following you. But there are a couple little tips I can give you on Snapchat, and I will post a video that you can watch if you are a big Snapchatter that might have some extra tips. Okay, hope this helps. We'll see you in the next couple modules, guys. Take care. Bye.